All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Tonight, like we have been doing, we've had students come in and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So tonight we have 5 students. They're all from Otis Elementary. They're all part of the news crew advisor or a news crew. The advisor is Mrs. Carrie Wendling. But tonight we have 3 brothers, Bryce, Adrian, and Colin Holmes. Their parents are Tori and Lene Holmes. And then we have Fiona and Penny Wright, and their parents are Josh and Gretchen Wright. So they are going to lead us in the pledge tonight.
Could everyone please stand?
Placing your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Nice job, everybody.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom. Here. Ms. Lehman.
Here.
Ms. Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Nally.
Here.
Mr. Price.
Here. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from our regular meeting held on April 27th, 2026, please?
So move.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom. Yes. Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Ms. Lehman.
Yes.
Mr. Nally.
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved. Moving on to legislative report. Don.
Yes. Just as I had mentioned at the last meeting, would just encourage with all the things going on regarding property taxes in the state. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I just want to remind the board to go in and look at that Ohioans to Protect Public Services to their website. Gives you, if you have to have a conversation with someone about property taxes, it just helps to give you kind of some of the pros and cons and also some of the different entities that could be affected by that. Just would encourage that. And if you go to their website, at the very bottom, there are 4 documents from the Ohio Office of Budget and Management, Policy Matters, Tax Foundation, and Board on Bond Councils. Each of them have it's a common perspective, but gives you other information so that you're able to respond to people. And that's what I just want to mention on property taxes. And looking at the budget that's being worked on at the state level, right now I looked back and about 10% of the money that's on the line item for public schools is going into the voucher and the Ed Choice system, which is it was 1.2 million. It's projected to be 2 and then 2.5 in the 26-27 year. So just kind of keep track of that so that you're aware of where those dollars are going and how that 10% or $2 billion could impact if it was coming to the public schools, where it's supposed to. And again, I understand the perspective of people that are benefiting from the vouchers, but it all goes back to choices that are made by people in the public school section or the private school section. So just some things to take a look at. And that's all I had this evening.
Okay. Thanks, sir. No walk-on items tonight?
Sir?
No one is here except for Abby and Corey, so we'll move on past the community part and go on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Good evening, board members. This evening, I just have just a couple things to make note of. The first one being we have communicated with our stakeholders and have made the official announcement that we will be extending our school calendar year by 2 days this year. We have missed a significant amount of instructional time this school year for various calamity reasons. We've had everything, I think, this year involved. We've had fog days, we've had ice days, we've had extreme freezing weather days, we've had 10 inches of snow days. So all of that included. So we will be extending our school year, and that has been communicated. So students, new last day of school for grades K through 11 will be Friday, June 5th. Seniors get lucky. And our preschoolers have a little bit different calendar as well. So the new end date is Friday, June 5th for all of our students, kindergarten through grade 11. And if community members or families, parents have questions, please reach out to my office and we'll make sure you have all the information that you need for those pieces. Along those same lines, I would like to invite all of our stakeholders and community members to join us for our high school, Ross High School graduation this year that will take place on Sunday, May 31st at 2 p.m. at Don Paul Stadium. So we are very excited to once again bring a group of seniors through that threshold of ending a long, lengthy academic career in our high school and middle school and elementary system, and now creating alumni, Little Giant alumni, which will be very exciting for all of them. So May 31st is that date that is coming up. So we're very excited, want to make sure that people start getting those dates on their calendars. And just another big opportunity for community members to join us this Friday for a very large fine arts festival, combining both our musically talented students and our artistically talented students. And Ross High School will be abuzz from 5:30 to 8:30 that evening with a lot of activities. So I encourage everyone to be able to try to find a little time in their schedule to come out and see our students as they're showcased. Next thing I would just like, if I could turn this over to Ms. Lehman, if you are ready to share some health and wellness tidbits, because that committee did meet as well.
Yes, we did. Alrighty. We got a few key notes here. These are the notes from April. The new members signed the security and confidentiality agreement. The self-funded report was not presented and will be distributed via email. HealthWorks screening dates is August 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st were shared along with the introduction of the new My HealthWorks app by Integrated Health. 21. The app will allow employees and spouses to schedule screenings, complete health assessments, and participate in wellness challenges. The committee discussed future planning, including app training for staff, incorporating movement breaks into professional development days, beginning insurance language discussions for upcoming negotiations in November, and avoiding scheduling conflicts with conference days. And then I will add that a congratulations to Candy Kane. She was the wellness bingo winner and I'm sure they've told her.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say if they didn't, she's supposed to call
She
you
knows
girls
Yeah.
and get a hold of her prize soon. So, and then just be on the lookout for some new challenges coming soon. They're gonna come up with some new stuff. So that's what I got on that.
Fantastic. And then the only other committee that has met in the meantime since our last meeting was their finance committee. I didn't know if you wanted to share any.
Yeah, I'll just share a couple highlights, and Mr. Nally, if you want to jump in anywhere.
Sure.
We talked about there's a lot of legislation now out there that legislators are hoping is going to address the property tax issue affecting our state right now, which greatly impacts school funding. So we just kind of reviewed the different ones that were on the table as of right now. They're still in committee. They're not being pushed out yet, but they are very much so on our radar. I attended a conference in the month of April, and that was the main topic of discussion was these legislations and how we're going to address them as they come down the pipe. It seems like, and the legislators rush to address the real estate tax problem. A lot of this legislation contradicts each other or works against it almost. And it's a scramble not only for school districts, but also counties, any public service, and how they're going to make the changes that this legislation is going to push through. So we're all just kind of waiting to see what actually makes it through and try to have plans to address that. We also reviewed the March financials that were presented at the last board meeting. No big things in the financials. And then we talked about our next meeting that will be in May, which I actually think is a week from today.
You covered it all.
Okay.
Fantastic. All right, Mr. Price, if you're okay, I'll continue.
Yep.
Recommendations. Thank you. First item of business this evening, I would ask your approval for some donations. Once again, very generous community members and supporters of our district.
Can I have
So
a
moved.
motion to approve item 1, please.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion?
I'm so far down here. I just no.
I can speak up.
You're
My
good.
voice is pretty loud.
You're good. I just have to pay attention.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom, yes, Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 2 is a contract with Vanguard Sentinel Career and Technology Centers. And this is something that we do annually. This is just setting aside some dollars in case additional dollars are necessary to provide all of the services that Vanguard provides for our students. So there are some years that we don't need to dip into this, and then there are other years that just depending on all of the services. So this is just getting us ready.
Can I have a motion to approve item 2, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom, yes, Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 3 will be a second reading for our policy EBDE.
Can I have a motion to approve item 3, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom, yes, Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 4 is second reading for the policy EDEC.
I have a motion to approve item 4, please.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom, yes, Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 5 would be a second reading for policy EFD.
I have a motion to approve item 5, please.
So moved.
Motion by Miss Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. And our last item in this section, item number 6, second reading for the approval of policy JEB.
I have a motion to approve item 6, please.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 7 in your packet at the end, last Friday, there was a memo from Mrs. Abernathy just giving some direction as to the need for the change of dates since we've decided to change our calendar year.
And I have a motion to approve item 7, please.
So moved.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Motion by Miss Lehman. Could I have a
Go
second?
ahead. Sarah's gonna second it.
Second.
Said-
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Laura like,
Second by Miss Lewis. Any discussion other than who's going to make the motion and who's
Lord
going to
of
second?
all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Moving on to our staff items this evening. Item number 8, we have some resignations, individuals who will be leaving us. Item number 9, we have the appointment of a certified staff substitute. Item number 10, we have a teacher who will be joining us as an intervention specialist for next school year. Ms. Reinhardt will be joining us at Lutz Elementary. Item number 11, we have some administrative contracts that get us ready for next school year. That continues with item number 12. Item number 13. These are individual certified staff members who have met the criteria to be and have applied to receive their continuing contract. This is a little noteworthy. This is something extra that not everybody obtains in their teaching career. They must hold a master's degree. They must have successfully taught 3 of the last 5 school years within the district. They have to have the support of their building leader. They have to have gone above and beyond the call of duty. They do some extra things. So in item number 13, please consider those continuing contracts for Jessica Avance, Amber Carballo, Sherry Henkel, Brittany Lejeune, Jessica Sugar, and Lori Taylor Willie. Item number 14, we have a list of contracts. These are all staff members who are returning to us for next year with your blessing for new contracts. They're divided up by year 2 and year 1 contracts. And that takes us to the end, Mr. Price. The end of that part.
Sorry, I'm behind here. Can I get a motion to approve items 8 through 14, please?
Moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lehman. Any discussion?
I do.
Yes.
The teachers that resigned in item 3,
Yes?
or I'm sorry,
4?
item 8.
Okay.
Are they going to another spot, or they're just leaving the district? Are they
They
going-
have the 2 teachers are going to other positions in other districts. Variety of reasons, closer to home.
Okay. Just wondering.
Taking their items and moving on to their next thing that's on their
Alrighty.
path.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 15, we set aside this lovely young lady. If you would please award her or approve her contract for the next school year, but we need to set her aside for Mr. Price's benefit.
I have a motion to approve item 15, please.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Abstain? And the motion is approved.
Thank you. Item number 16, these are all returning coaches to us. Again, I say a lot for those individuals on our staff who come to us to do something extra with our students after that 3:00 bell. Those are just very important people to be in the lives of our students and have those opportunities for our kids.
Can I have a motion to approve item 16, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. That is all for me this evening.
Okay. Moving on to report of the treasurer.
Good evening. I am happy to report. I don't know happy, but April's over and we're all closed out for the month. Can't believe it's going to be May. Last week, Denise and I attended a conference down in Columbus where the topic of discussion was property tax reform. But I will say the good thing about this, it was more giving us resources so that we can educate the community as to what our financial position is, what it looks like if these different pieces of legislation go through, and giving us tools to address that as well, so that we're making sure that we're being very transparent and communicating effectively, but at the same time following the rules of the auditor of the state and I can't think, and our legal advice.
The legalities are very similar to those conversations we've had in the past with levy discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It will be the same sort of pieces. So
That was going to be my question is what you gathered from this conference. Is there, I have to describe what the plan would be, but is there a plan then to get that information to the public, or is that just so
Yes.
that we can field those questions as they come in?
Both. They gave us, different, because with the auditor state's rules regarding levy, which is what they're saying this falls under.
Also neat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cool. Love it for us. There's certain words you can say and certain words you can't. So they gave us kind of like verbiage to use.
Sure.
So that, and we'll make sure to share that out with them.
one of the first steps, they're actually working on some language for a board resolution. So when that's prepared, we'll bring that for your consideration as well. And then there's kind of a toolkit of sources that will give us some of those good information pieces. And actually later this week, Mrs. Abernathy and Ms. Parkhurst are going to represent the district in a similar conversation that is a little more regional to our area with some of our partners with other districts within our county, as well as the counties surrounding us. So that will also be very good information for us to obtain and then be able to share.
So that we all have the same message. We feel like we're saying then, every district has a little bit different of a story, but it all has the same theme. So, and then, yes, there is actually, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Oh, I think you mentioned it. The citizen.
The Ohioans for
Ohioans to protect public services.
Yes. So they're out there. We got to see a commercial that they've put together to help educate community and that kind of stuff. So that specific group is out there pushing to educate individuals as to what this would actually mean and do. And
the advantage of that, I think, is that it's not just school district perspective, but it's all of those public entities that will be negatively impacted as we run through this next couple steps. Townships and municipalities,
fire
and
departments,
fire, police, our libraries.
Yeah,
there will be a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
So,
and again, I think their website, that's why I was encouraging the board to look at that, because it does have a pretty comprehensive list of all those entities that would be affected. Plus, it has a breakdown for each of those entities to give more information.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that when you see people who are for the elimination of it all,
Mhm.
everything is drilled at schools.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't even know that fire departments are going to be affected
Yeah.
or cities are going to be. They don't want to say that, but they'll say schools because we're the low hanging fruit once again. But yeah, there's so many other things that are affected. It's not just schools.
Mhm.
When it's along those lines, Mr. Price, it's a good opportunity to educate the average citizen about funding and where it comes from. I noticed this week on the World Wide Web, at a local level, so to speak, there was conversation about, the property tax situation, and there was a comment made like the Ohio lottery funds the schools. And like it's, but if one person believes that,
yeah.
there's 20
Yes.
more that believe that we're rolling in the dough because the Mega Millions was $800 million gajillion dollars. And that's just simply not the case.
Right.
Yeah.
So this opportunity, I mean, we can look at it like that.
Mhm.
This property tax being in question, it's also an opportunity for school districts and boards and across the state to educate on what that really means.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no Ohio lottery funded basketball court here.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There's no.
Yeah. Yeah.
We might put a doorknob on somewhere with the Ohio lottery money,
Yeah.
but we're not.
Over the course of a year, it
True
would
that.
take the whole year to get one doorknob. So,
And
Oh,
6
and I-
MOUs and.
yeah.
And I think I did the same thing in terms of Googling a question and to look at directly to the Ohio government site, and in there it showed a breakdown, and what of that $13 billion that it costs per year, 1.7 billion is what they generated from the lottery. So you can, it's kind of like, we've still got that 10 plus that has to come from somewhere. And I would just encourage that too, is if you think of a question, Google it, and you get to the government sites where they'll give you the information.
A credible source.
And-
I was just gonna say,
A
make sure it's good.
.gov source.
And I think there you'll see the answers to your questions, so you can have those numbers and show that it costs a heck of a lot to run all the schools. And we're talking, I think it was the number of students, I think it was 1.14 million students in the state. And I'm throwing out
Sure.
kind of what that it shared, but that's a lot of kids. And when you break that down, yay many billion divided by yay many million, it doesn't come out to as much as people think. But people are looking at it as to what am I paying on my property tax, and
it's very valid.
and and you look at what did I pay 10, 20, 30 years ago and on my property taxes, and things have gotten to be more. Well, everything has gotten to be more, and I know that they're looking at, how do you rein that in? Well, one of the ways of reining it in are you vote, but when you vote, you have to have good information
That's right.
to do that. So
I think we were talking one day at work, and to explain it really simply when it comes to taxes and public entities is, if you take a public entity, whether it's a school, fire department, police department, a city, we provide services. We don't have a product that we can up the price of. everybody thinks retail. And I mean, at the cookie shop, it's when my electric bill goes up and I need to raise prices, I try to raise prices very minimally, but I can do that. A school, a city, a city has to provide roads. We see all orange barrels all over the city of Fremont right now. And money has to come from somewhere. The city doesn't sell a product to make that money, yet we all want good roads around everywhere, and it's to come from somewhere. And I get it, but if you just think of only because I travel around Oak Harbor Road every day, so it's just a mess right now. I get it, but like you said, Don, everything is expensive. Asphalt is expensive, so it's not just the city is paying these people too much money. It's not that. It just to get the product that you need to pave a road is expensive. It's an oil-based product. City has to come up with that money somehow, and they can't sell more widgets because they don't have widgets to sell. So the money has to come from somewhere. So it's just an easy way to think, okay, public entity that provides, a fire department. They need the fire truck if they want to put the fire out at your house. It costs gas, it costs everything else to keep that maintained, and all they're doing is putting your fire out. They don't have a product to sell.
Yep.
So, and that service that they're providing is unbelievable. But so just an easy way to trying to think of those things sometimes instead of just jumping on the bandwagon and saying, I pay out too much taxes. I'm not saying I disagree with that. However, everything is expensive.
And I guess the only other thing I would add is looking at the report that Megan is sharing. I feel good that we have people going to those sessions to learn and again to make sure that we are doing our due diligence and that we are sharing the information correctly. And and I think I appreciate the fact that we have good people going to those meetings. So enough said about Megan.
Well, now I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit because another thing that some very highly intelligent people spoke at this, and one of the big things that I took away was, we've had so many different school funding formulas, and if you really look at it, if they would just put in current actual data, the funding formulas, multiple of them would work. So if with this new budget bill, because I'm sure they're going to come back and say, oh, the Fair School Funding Plan, that calculation doesn't work. Well, they've held us at fiscal year 22 inputs. So no, that doesn't work for fiscal 27. So it's just kind of another.
That correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's wild. So then how does that information then get to the legislators? Like,
that's the legislators that are making those decisions with the budget bills.
Lobbying groups are having conversations currently, I think,
Yes.
and we had some representatives to that at the event that they're
just
meeting
waving the
with
flag.
legislators, and they're having those caucuses throughout the state to try to bend the ear and to impart that that objection, that wait a minute, because that's really hard.
Yeah.
Well, like, please hold.
Yeah.
Can we fix any of this by using current data? Like, can any of this be alleviated?
Because I think a lot of it comes down to they look at the overall budget for the state of Ohio, which is not just school districts.
Certainly.
And they go, I want to take off, let's just say 1.2 billion. So how do we evenly distribute that? Oh, well, we're going to do this. Oh, well, the schools only get this portion. So we got to mess with their funding formula because it no longer fits in our budget. So they do these different things. And I know.
With 5-year-old data.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that part that I'm like, well, who's allowed to do that? Like,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
no business model
Ohio?
that would say,
Well,
go ahead and use old data.
and I think as we talked the last meeting, Sarah, was the state in 1985,
Yeah.
they were funding us to 42% of our needs. And now they're providing 20 to 30% of those dollars when costs have gone up.
Mhm.
So they're giving us less, costs have gone up, and then we're limited as to what types besides bake sales, what, how do we go out and get additional dollars? And
It's funny, not funny, but yeah.
we can't do sales tax because sales tax are set, not just that it would go up, but sales tax, if I understand it right, to get a sales tax for Fremont schools, it has to be the same number across the board throughout our county.
Yeah.
So that means Clyde and Woodville and all these other schools in Gibsonburg would have to be in agreement, have that same need. So those are some of the other challenges that end up coming out.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
It's okay.
You don't have
I'm
to
gonna.
be.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
You
It
can
is.
also write letters to the legislators if you'd like to complain to them as well.
Or educate. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a really good
Yeah.
term to use. Like, this is what this looks like in reality.
Mhm.
And every system has to have that. You know what I mean? It's not just specific to, legislation and education. Every this isn't a unique issue. Like, there has to be conversation between, the powers that be and the people that do.
Yeah.
And that's where the imbalance seems to be occurring.
Well, and when you talk about where are they getting the information, they're getting the information from these governmental entities, the treasurer and of the state and all. And those are factual numbers. And it's kind of like one of you were saying, it just doesn't fit into their scenario at the state level. So they're looking at how do they adjust that. Well, they adjust it the way that I had just mentioned. They give us less. But our options to go out and get additional dollars are very limited.
Certainly.
So,
And it makes us rely more heavily on local income, which is a problem we're fighting against right now, is
Right.
that they're overextended.
Right.
Or they've, a community feels overextended. So you're looking at it going, what are my other options? Like, what are we supposed to do? So,
Everybody wants a piece of the pie.
yep.
If the state would stay in their lane at what they're supposed to be funding,
Could be.
but I mean, just simple example, OFCC used to be the Ohio School Facilities Commission. Now there are many projects that are not a school it's part of the OFCC project. So because that money is sitting there, and when money is sitting there, I wonder if I can get my hands on some of that. And so then it happens. So everybody wants a piece of the pie. I mean, because what's the state budget for a year? The overall,
I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So you see that and you're like, man, I'm only asking for 50 million, but it's not something the state should be dealing with. So no, go do your own thing. I mean, it's same with federal government. It's just, if everybody would just stay in their lane, but.
And like you've brought up several times at past meetings, $620 million went to help build the football stadium in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It
ticks me off as a Steeler fan.
I wanted to get you going.
Right.
I will never attend that Brown Stadium ever in my life.
Yeah.
And my tax dollars are helping pay for it.
That was my point of bringing it up. Just to get you going.
Thanks, Don. Now I am upset.
So, there's,
Sorry, we've gone off on tangents. so.
yeah, that's okay. I'm just,
All very relevant, though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
But I'm sure pretty soon they will stifle our language as to what we can actually say. Pretty soon the board meetings will be just like levy talk when we can't speak. Whatever.
I'll give you a script.
Yeah, I won't go by it. Come talk to me. I'm at the cookie shop every day. You can come and talk to me whenever you want to. Last time I checked, this is a free country and we can talk however we want to talk. So
That was addressed as well.
It was.
Freedom of speech.
freedom of speech.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
As a school business.
Yes. We'll continue to learn and
Right.
share.
Right.
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Now on to more fun things. Tonight, all I have on here is the item for annually, we have to fund our classrooms facility maintenance fund. This was part of when we passed the bond levies to build the new schools with OFCC. And every year we have to take a certain amount of proceeds from our PI fund and move it into our classrooms facility maintenance fund so that we can make sure to maintain those buildings in the future.
This is one aspect that I will say they got it right. I am happy that they do this because anyone who uses OFCC and it makes you put away money to maintain these buildings to keep them in good standing. So I do like this because if you're not fiscally responsible, all of a sudden then your new facilities go downhill real quick. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Can I get a motion to approve item 17, please?
So moved.
Motion by Miss Miss Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved. Moving on to board member communications. Don.
Yes. Fortunately, over the last week or so, I've been able to attend several different events and functions in the district, and I've got to tell you, and I know the rest of you also attend different events, probably a lot more than maybe I do, but it is very heartwarming just to go to some. Had the opportunity, Miss Lewis and I were at the top 25 banquet, and just to hear some of the comments of some of the students talking about their teachers, whether it's current or past. It's again heartwarming. Had the opportunity to go over to the there was a varsity baseball game and a varsity softball game going on at the same time. And just that atmosphere of, the people that were there to cheer on and the kids that were riding by on a bicycle, it was really kind of neat. And on that one, I would just encourage the community, get out to a ball game, even if you don't. I mean, I didn't know, a lot of the students, I didn't know a lot of the parents, and it was my opportunity to say hi and kind of introduce myself and kind of hear, you kind of hear, what's positive, and most of it was very positive. I think 99.9%. And just the parents talking about their kid, playing second base or those types of things. And track meet got rained out. That's the other thing, like you were talking about with weather. The track meet I was going to go to, but then the final event, and it was not able to attend it the last couple of years. Was over at Atkinson, the parking lot party, and it was just so neat to see the families that were coming in and out, and the kids eating, their icy and the meals, and to see the staff out there, encouraging, activity, and there were a couple tables set up. Like the one guy was from the Y to encourage kids to sign up for the football league that they have for what is it, grades 3 to 6, and then 7 kids come over to the schools. But it was now the only bad thing about that event was I didn't win anything. So but it was really cool to see and to experience that, and just walk around, talk to people, and and that's the flavor that we want people to experience about our district. And so I would just encourage people to do those things. They don't have to do a lot. I mean, I feel like I should get out to more things, but just get out to a few and just experience that culture, that flavor. And that's all I had.
Okay. Sarah?
I am told that prom was a success. That the student body had a good time. Saw some pictures circulating around. Everybody looked wonderful. Congrats to Talon Brown and Melise Lee, our prom king and queen. Also wanted to recognize Reagan Smith for her impactful mock crash senior project for the Teen Leadership Corps. When I came to the school prior to prom on mom's taxi duty, we're almost at the end of that, by the way, to pull up and see that, back in the olden days, I remember going over to the high school. There was the crash set up at the high school, at the football stadium. And, but just seeing that when I did pick my child up, that sparked a conversation, with her about, how to be safe. And, this is a real thing that could happen when you make poor choices. So, that was a really impactful project that Reagan put together. I know we've had the school or kind of district-wide mental health days that occurred last week. I heard a lot of positive things about the goings on in the building. I had to come here on Friday, or to the high school on Friday afternoon. So to see the kids were just all abuzz. There were some kids doing sidewalk chalk. There were kids out. They looked like they were coming in from where the soccer fields are. So I know that there was a lot of different activities for, it seemed like every student to participate in. So I think those things are meaningful. I know there's some discussion about, do you send your kid to school on that day, or do you just let them, have a mental health day at home? And I would encourage parents to really make sure their kids are at school, on those scheduled mental health days. Because again, we can't say, well, the schools don't do anything for, you know what I mean? And then there's this opportunity to just unwind and relax with your teachers and your peers, and just have that time to relax. So I think it's a nice opportunity, and I'm glad that we do that as a district. The last thing I'm going to say is kind of personal, and I just, on behalf of my family, I just want to thank everybody in the community and in the district for reaching out to us in the passing of my father, specifically the athletic department. They did such a nice job. First of all, reaching out to me first before they put anything on social media. My family really, really appreciated that. And once I, gave the go-to, what they came up with and posted was so nice and so meaningful to our family. So we just appreciate the outpouring of, love and support for our family and the recognition of our dad. So, that's all.
Because he left such a great legacy, we talked about that. He did. He left a great legacy behind. The only thing I have to say is I'm looking forward to the Music and Fine Arts Festival Friday. There's nothing better in my mind than music and art. And I can't wait to go listen to it and watch it, look at it, and just see what these kids came up with and what they sound like. And it's right up my alley. Yes, I can't wait to go. And I will be amazed. I can't wait. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Lori?
I don't have a whole lot. Just thanks to the kids who came to the pledge. It was never had anybody tell us how to put it together, but I like that. I mean, that's cool that they know and that they can explain it, and for all the donations and the teachers and all the coaches that give everything to the kids. And it's almost over, so hang in there. We're getting to that end. And my grandson's like, 2 more days. They put 2 more days. I'm like, well, you got to have the hours, and it'll be okay. That's it.
Okay. Sports are winding down for the spring, so good luck to all of our sports teams. Postseason is right around the corner for everybody. Prom is over. Graduation is just around the corner. If anybody in the community is looking for something to do, we were just talking before the board meeting started. I think, Denise, you said there's like 5 different things going on tonight in the district alone, just in the schools. So there's all kinds of stuff to go to. The big one this week is the Fine Arts Festival at the high school, 5:30 to 8. Again, I'm not a music person. I'm not an art person. I can't draw a stick figure to save my life, and I can't sing on key at all. But I'm going to be there because I'm amazed by people who can, because I cannot. So I think that's a great opportunity for the community to go out. Plus, it's free admission. So it costs you nothing but coming out and enjoying some music and seeing what our students are doing. And if I'm right, the art is K through 12. Is it? I mean, elementary, all the way. It's not just middle school, high school. It's
correct.
Elementary on up. So you can see all kinds of stuff when you go. So on behalf of the district, Sarah, we are sorry for the loss of your dad. I've known Big John for quite a while. I think he's probably been a customer of the Cookie Lady probably since we started 37 years ago.
Agreed.
And so the one thing, there's so many people in this community that have been affected by your dad. I mean, with all of the teams that he's coached and been a part of and just around and everything else. But the one thing that always, it didn't matter if I saw him at the cookie shop or wherever I saw him, 2 things were always going to happen when you had a conversation. 1, you were going to talk about sports, which I was perfectly fine with. And 2, he will make you laugh. Guaranteed. Those 2 things in every conversation that will happen with John. So the community is at a loss for missing John right now. So, but again, if there's anything your family needs, obviously we are here for all of you guys, for all that your dad did and meant to everybody. So
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
No reason for executive session tonight. So can I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes. Motion's approved. Meeting's adjourned.